Coming our way next, we have a much-awaited segment of many, and that is Chit Chat with Manoj. Suggestive of its name, here Mr. Manoj Singh is found engaged in a chit-chat with his guest. His guest of honor today is Dr. Natwar Gandhi, who is the retired CFO of Washington, D.C. By the way, Mr. Manoj Singh is the CEO of Caesar Productions, which is famous for the DC SAF program. Caesar Productions organizes amazing DC SAF programs annually. What's in store for 2014? I guess we will discover that in the next few months. For now, back to the popular Chit Chat with Manoj.
Welcome to Chit Chat. I'm Manoj Singh. Hello, Adab, Namaste. Today we are going to interview a well-known figure in our society here in the DC area, metro area, Mr. Natwar Gandhi. He recently retired as CFO of District of Columbia, and we have read a lot of articles in Washington Post and several other newspapers about his accomplishments, achievements, and I am honored to have him on our studio today. He's also our friend, a peer. We both are acting in the play Tryst with Destiny. He plays the role of Gandhiji. Welcome, Natwar.
Thank you.
So today, I think we have read a lot about his professional achievements. Today's interview will focus more on Natwar we do not know, a little bit more personal. So, behind each person who has achieved so much, I respect your discipline, I respect your integrity. And so I wanted to know a little bit more about your upbringing, parents, friends, environment. Let's talk a little bit about your years of growing up in India.
Thank you, Manoj, for inviting me to this wonderful program. My childhood basically is just like normal Indian childhood. It just happened to be, in a village, a small, very small town, no running water, no electricity. We studied, I recall very well, under the kerosene lamp. And there was really nothing in our little town. One thing that really mattered to me as I was growing up was there was a small library. And going through the library, reading the books and the journals that came there, I really had ambition to go to Mumbai, Bombay in those days. Also, in our little town, there was nothing much in terms of employment opportunities. So going to Mumbai was the natural thing to do for all of us. Mm-hmm. And I would say, in addition to the parents that always influence you, there was also a teacher of literature in our little school that deeply influenced me in terms of arousing my interest in literature, particularly in poetry.
Is there any particular trait or character in you, or which embodies a Natwar of today, from which you remember and you really feel blessed came from your dad or mom or even a teacher or professor?
That is always the sense of ambition, that you want to do something more, that you want to do something significant, be somewhere else and do better things and achieve more things. That has been a guiding consideration as I look back in my life, because I never had been satisfied, no matter where I have been. Always wanted to do something more, always wanted to achieve new heights. So I would say that would be the trait that I can trace to be the most important driving force for me throughout my life.
Yep. We know about your passion for writing. Recently now you've also started acting. Any other passion or hobby we do not know about?
Well, I think I like to read a lot, particularly the history and biographies. And I have deep abiding interest in literature, particularly poetry. And I think those, along with taking long hikes in the woods, would be, I would say, my predominant interest throughout the life.
So we know about your literary work and your respect for Gandhiji. Recently, in fact, Gandhi Center in Bethesda honored him with the Gandhi Indian Service Award. Please share with us a poem, one of your writings.
Right. I think, to my mind, just to give a little background, there has not been a greater human being in over the last 2,000 years than Mahatma Gandhi. In my youth, I had read his autobiography, and I simply got hooked with him as a person, as an individual. And I have retained that fascination throughout my life. However, I did not realize his importance as a universal being, as a great leader under enormous adversities, until I came to this country. Gandhi was basically made, Mahatma Gandhi was really made in South Africa, where he went there at the turn of the century and lived there something like 22 years of his life, and made himself into what later appeared to be the Mahatma Gandhi. He went there as a shy, diffident young lawyer and came out as truly a Mahatma in the making. And most fundamental thing that he did in South Africa was to devise a warfare, non-violent mass movement, organized mass movement. That was indeed new. He devised it this time around 1910 or so, when the great powers of the world, particularly the great leaders of European nations, were planning for a major war, the First World War, a catastrophic war in which tens of millions of people died. At that time, Gandhiji was devising this particular non-violent method of organizing mass action in a darkest part of the world, in South Africa. And he carried that method to India, and basically using that method liberated India. Whenever I go to India, I make it a point to go to Sabarmati Ashram. That is when Gandhiji started his ashram. And from there he started this Dandi march, march to the sea, and basically showed to India in general that this is what can be done. To my mind, that ashram, Sabarmati Ashram, is the holiest place, among the holiest pilgrimage places in India, and I make it a point to go there. So I have written several sonnets, several poems on Gandhiji, but one that I really liked is about Sabarmati Ashram. So I'm going to read first the loose English translation and then the poem itself.
Sure.
At the Sabarmati Ashram, there is no marble palace here, no imperial lodge, no formidable fortress, no great fort, no tall towers here, no army, no armory, no arsenal full of weapons, not even a structure of any architectural significance. There is nothing here really of any consequence. All I see here are a few huts. However, it is here that an old man started his campaign to defeat a world power and its mighty army. All he had with him was his walking stick and only a few followers, the happy few, and armed with the power of truth and nonviolence, and God by his side, he challenged that mighty army and said, "Do what you will. I will die a death of a dog, but will not return until I secure freedom for my people. It is do or die for me." That great march that he started here to reach the ocean turned itself into a great ocean, an ocean of revolution that went around the world, conquering hearts and minds of people and their armies on many shores, far and near.
Beautiful.
So let me read the original Gujarati. Mercifully, is sonnet, 14 lines only.
No problem.
Sabarmati Ashrame. This is in Gujarati. અહીં નથી જરા જ મંદિર, ન મહેલ, મહેલાતના, ન દુર્ગ, નથી હર્મ્યકો, નથી વિશિષ્ટ સ્થાપત્યવા, ન હસ્તગૃહ, શસ્ત્ર સંગ્રહન, અશ્વશાળા નથી, કુટીર 10-12 માત્ર બસજો વા આશ્રમે. અહીં જે કસિકા છડી, કમર હાથ લઈ લાકડી, કપાળ કરી ચાંદલો, હરિનું નામ હોઠે ધરી, અમોઘ સતશસ્ત્ર સજ્જ, જુજ સાથ સંગે તમે. અહીં જ જગરાજ્યની સહુ સમર્થ અક્ષૌહિણી, બુલંદ પડકારીતી, કરવું હોય તે લ્યો કરી. નથી જ નથી આવવું વીણ સ્વરાજ પાછું હવે, ભલે મરણ આવતું, મરીશ કાગડા કૂતરા સમાન, પણ ના જના પગમુકીશ હું આશ્રમે. અહીંથી શરૂ થયું મહાન પ્રસ્થાન જે, વિશાળ પ્રસર્યું પછી ઉરવરે દુરે ચોદિશે.
Beautiful. I agree 100% with Mr. Natwa Gandhi when it comes to Gandhiji. I read about him in school, college, and I also started to have more respect for him after I came to US, and I read about Nelson Mandela and some other leaders of how big of a contribution he made to the whole world about nonviolence. And you are such a good example for our children in our community. I would please request you to say something, give a message to our DC audience, especially the younger generation, on what's to come and what they should be doing.
Right. And basically, particularly the children of immigrants in this country and elsewhere, I'm sure, they are pushed by their parents for good reasons to get a profession, make money. And we are driven by this success, sense of success. The great American philosopher William James says the God beaches of success that drives Americans, and that also drives Indians in this country. I think at the end of the day, though, everyone has to examine that what have we accomplished in the life that has been given to us. It is just the money, just the power, or something else. So that self-examination is extremely critical, and one has to find one's own center of that concentration, that attention that tells you that life that we have lived is worth living.
Correct. 100% agree. Again, my father also said, leave of your footsteps, meaning give something back to the society. There should be some value of your existence in this world. Giving is always satisfying, and I would request you to do that. So we only had few minutes, Natwar, but it was I think hopefully it was very informative, and please provide us feedback and also let us know what topic or to talk about on our next show. That is it for today. Goodbye. All the best.